All right, so welcome back to the channel, Northern Tesla, back with another FSD video. So as you can see, it is doing a little tight spot. So really handling getting out of a parking spot easily. All right, so we are off. So I just downloaded 14.2.1. This is a Model Y Juniper, so brand new with AI4, and we just got the latest update. Now, everyone online who's already got this update, it didn't come out too long ago, and they're saying it's kind of a neutered down version of 14.2. So right now we're in hurry mode, and from what everyone is saying is that it's kind of toned back a bit. So we're going to see what that's like. This is my first drive, and we're going to see what it's like. We were expecting snow today, but it's kind of held off. I was going to do a driving through snow video, so maybe we'll do that next time. But for now, this is just the initial drive on 14.2.1, as I was kind of surprised to get it this morning. So off we go. We're going to handle some roundabouts. So pretty easy there. And so far with 14.2, like I've been doing, like with the new stats, it's 98% of my drive has been with FSD. Let's just check if it restarts it with every update. So no, it doesn't update. So it's going to stay with 14.2, depending on the new, maybe like 14.3 comes out, it might update then. But I'm definitely not getting back to 100, maybe 99 if I keep doing good. We'll see. So just going with that neutered kind of feeling, right now speed limit's 50, we're going 57, and this is on hurry mode. Mind you, there's a car ahead of us, so not too sure if that's having an effect on it. I'd say so. I think it's keeping a relative, like consistent distance with that truck in front of us. So up ahead, we won't have that truck anymore as it just pulled off. And we're going to go, so see if it gets up to over 55. So kind of hovering that 56, 57. Obviously, this is kilometers. We're up in Canada, as you can see from the snow. And it is severely windy. I can hear the wind. This new Model Y Juniper is so sound efficient. It's amazing. I barely hear anything outside, but I can hear the whistle a bit. Oh, where are we going? Okay, it's taking a different direction. I thought we were going a different direction. This is okay. So again, we're like 5 kilometers over, and I'm not getting any sort of warnings about the weather. So let's put it into Mad Max, see if that changes anything. So not a lot of offset off Mad Max. Interesting. Couple of speed bumps here. Now, interesting to note, what I've noticed with, there was a speed bump. I was driving yesterday. I need to have a camera with me at all times because I was driving yesterday and the roads were snow covered, but there was a speed bump and it still slowed down for the speed bump. So it must have recognized the sign because the speed bump itself you could not see because it was covered in snow, but it still slowed down for it, which was amazing. Also over the week, I've noticed a couple interactions with a school bus. It pulled over for the school bus before the stop sign came out. So it's obviously recognizing school buses as a school bus itself, as opposed to reacting to the stop sign, which I thought that's what it would be doing. So definitely recognizes other vehicles other than these little, diagrams here. So this is a faster road. So we're going to be doing 60. So we're going to see what the offset off Mad Max is with this 60 kilometer limit. So going back to what I was saying earlier with the uh, behavior things I've noticed with 14.2. Also, there was was driving and an ambulance was driving by with its lights and sirens. It was coming towards me. I was in the left lane or right lane, and I had nowhere to go. But the car still was signaling to turn right. And as soon as the spot opened, as soon as space opened up, it pulled over to the right, even though the ambulance was on the other side of the road. Which I found was really good. So it's definitely reacting well to school buses and emergency vehicles. So it's getting to the point where it's almost level 5, other than the weather. And even with weather so far, like I've driven a bit with in the weather and like snow, and really no issues. The other thing I've noticed too is I'm going to do a video of this later, but where I drop my kids off for school, the parking lot is adjacent to the school, and there's a bear that's you take like a little footpath to get to the school, so you can't drive to the school parking lot. And whenever I navigate through the car, when I leave, it wants to come out, it wants to come to take that road from the school because it thinks it's connected, but it's not. And every single time it tries to go there, and I take over. But this time I took over, I let it do its thing and see what it did. And sure enough, it turned into that barrier. It was a big snowbank at the time, and it stood there for a minute, realized it couldn't go, and then it turned around and went back the other way. And it really thinks on its feet, really. And to know, like, even better was that the next day it didn't try to do that again. So I'm gonna do a little more testing with that to see if it was just a fluke yesterday where it didn't try to do it. I'll go a few more times this week and see if it does it, and I'll actually record it. That's the thing with FSD, is that half the time I see these cool stuff, this cool behavior, and I'm not recording. So I need to have a camera with me at all times. Okay, so back to the Mad Max. So again, like, car in front of us doing 67. So I'm not too sure. I'm not noticing this newer down version. It is newer down, but like it's hard to tell if it's being affected by traffic or the car itself behavior has changed a bit. So we're going a little faster. So it's 68 and a 50. So let's bring it down to, while we're on this open stretch of road, let's bring it down to hurry. See how much it slows down. So not that much. There's a lot of debate online whether these speed profiles are like set offsets, like is it 10% above the speed limit, is it 12% above the speed limit, and is each profile have a specific thing. And a lot of people say they do, but I'm not noticing that much. It could be depending on obviously the type of road, and if you're on the highway, it's probably easier to test this out on the highway because you're going that speed and it'll slow down whatever. But with residential, there's a lot more variables in play. So let's turn it down to a bit to standard. So that's a heavy drop right there. You really felt the car slowing down. But again, like where earlier in the drive, I was on hurry and it was doing the same offset of 8 kilometers over. So I'm definitely not seeing a consistent pattern of these speed profiles being at specific offsets of the speed limit. So let's bring it back up to hurry. So again, it just bumped up a couple kilometers. I think these speed profiles are more. Yes, there's a speed offset factor associated with it, but it's also probably the type of driving in terms of the acceleration as well as lane changing, especially if you're on the highway. Like if you're on Mad Max, I'm sure it's kind of like bounce and weave in between lanes to get you there faster. While if we're just testing the speed variables, it's kind of hard, as you can see. So definitely just as smooth as 14.2. So we're going to pull over here, go to the grocery store. Like I said in my last video, I was kind of like, just kind of simulating day-to-day driving. So we're going to go park and then continue on our route. Now, my last video I mentioned, I wish there was an ability to tell you where according to the store you want to park. If you want to park at the front or if you want to park all the way at the back. And I think I found a hack. I still have to test it a little bit more, but there is a way to make it park where you want it to park. So subscribe for that. I'll have a video coming soon. I just have to do a little more testing to see how accurate it is. Now in the release notes, it said there was more options, but I think that's just like associated with 14.2 rather than this specific release. So we have a pedestrian on our left making a thing, and then this car should have stopped, but it didn't. So we're just going to proceed through that red light. All right, let's see where it's going to choose to park. I can see how there's highlight. Oh, I guess that's for the way out. So it's going to go right to the front and try to find a parking spot here. As you can see, there's no parking on this lane. So car backing up there. Let's see if it goes there. Nope. So there's definitely going to be some looking around for a spot. All right, so it's going to go in the next lane. Few options here. Oh, it's going to go right here. For some reason, I find it really likes to go beside the grocery cart thing, and I don't like that at all. Thankfully, we're not staying here long, but this is the second time where it's chosen the spot directly next to the cart corral. All right, let's get out of here before someone dings their grocery cart into us. So a bit of a, maneuver here. Just get on the third go. There you go. Now this car in front of us is doing whatever, not too patient, doesn't want to wait around, so it's going on the wrong side. So car is going to adjust, go around that one, and get back into the correct lane. Good job, car. So that's what I was talking about, like the car feeling sentient in terms of it gets into these scenarios like you just saw, where there's a car on the wrong side of the road, and it adjusts because it's thinking on the fly. All right, so let's go. So we are in hurry mode again, and it's a really smooth ride. Like it's not Not aggressive in the least, like it was a little bit on 14.2. So it's smooth and yet dialed back a bit in terms of speed. Speed only. The behavior is a bit smoother. So during when I was driving and it was snowing, I had it in chill mode, just because I really didn't want the car to go over the speed limit because it doesn't. I've noticed it doesn't react to weather conditions. It will keep that same kind of speed profile, whether depending on the car. Now you will get that notice that the FSD is degraded, but it's not going to change the speed all too much. So that's why if you are, driving in rain or snow, you might want to adjust the speed profile accordingly. Now, obviously, if you're on the highway and you had inclement weather, it would slow down speed, but I don't think it does that in residential streets because, like, on the road, you'd be capped off at like 105 or 115 sometimes. But I never have. Oh, so person's mad. I have the right of way. I'm coming from the right, and he tried to go. Car reacted to it. Uh, Thankfully, he stopped because he was supposed to, and off we go. So even though the car had the right of way, uh, it still reacted to that other driver who thought he could go. So again, top-notch safety. And I've always said this: like, if all cars were self-driving, we would have solved self-driving years ago. The problem is that you need to come up with a system and design software not to predict having a car drive on the road is relatively easy. It's the human factor that you have to predict what all these other humans are going to be doing. And as you can see there, like, how could you predict the guy who's going to try to go, thinks he has the right of way, try to go, realize he doesn't, and stop midway, brake hard and stop midway? So, but I do think we're really no close. Like I said, I've driven 98% of my drives. This is over 500 kilometers on FSD, and 98% of it's been on FSD, and I've not I've not had to take over at all once. Now, this is going to be a funny thing because so I'm going to the gym, and my gym is over there, and every time I would navigate, it always went the other way. But ever since 14.2, I don't know if it's 14.2 or a navigation update that went. I'm clearly signaling to turn right, and this guy's just waiting for me here. I don't know. Uh, so, anyways, um, since 14.2, or it could have been a navigation update, but they've changed. So I'm just going to bring up the. So my gym is here. We're supposed to be going here, and for some reason it's taking us up there. So I don't know why. So that is either something in the navigation, but yeah, it's taking me along because it has a Wilson address. So I don't know what's happening here, but something's changed in. I've noticed with a couple addresses it changed the address. So what we're going to do? Remember what I was talking about earlier about picking where it's going to go, where you want to park. So if you go on the thing, so I want to go right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit here and make that my destination and see what it does. So we should be able to go do that now. So if you want to use that trick where you're going to park, so if you're going to a big parking lot and you rather park at the back, you could probably use that trick. That's the one I'm working on. It doesn't work all the time, but I just want to test it and I'll make a video about it. But this is, you can see this in action, whether it's going to work or not. So we're good. And like I said, I don't know if this is 14.2 or a navigation update messed everything up. But you guys might have to let me know in the comments if you guys have had this issue as well, where certain favorite locations aren't showing up like they used to. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. All right, where are we gonna park? Parking here? We're parking here. All right, good. It's a tight spot, but we'll take it. Like I said, I really want an update where it says I want to park at the back of the lot and away from any cars. That's the dream. Make it happen, Elon. Make it happen. All right, so while it finishes parking, we're just going to go through our spiel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know it's videos, which I release about every week or so. Tons of awesome Tesla content. I'll have more FSD videos as these releases happen because they've been coming fast and furious lately. So let's hope for some more good FSD stuff. Anyways, be sure to subscribe. Like I said, tons of awesome Tesla content. I'll try to figure out how to get this location parking situation figured out, and some more snow videos because next time it snows, I'll be out here driving. So if you want to check that out, be sure to subscribe. Anyways, we'll catch you next week. In the meantime, drive safe and drive electric.